While we're verifying the entry of a password from our tests, our user is still required to enter a password that meets the minimum requirements that are defined within our view model. These requirements are communicated to the user via the password requirements composable, with that composable containing logic to depict the message to be displayed based on the provided requirement statuses. So here, we'll write some tests to verify that this composable is operating as expected. We'll create a new test class called password requirements test, adding our compose test rule. We're first going to write a test to assert that each of the password requirements is displayed as expected. To keep things simple here and avoid needing to write multiple test conditions, we're going to write a test that will assign random password requirements as satisfied. This way, we can assert that expected requirements are displayed as both satisfied and unsatisfied. We're going to start here by retrieving the list of available requirements from our password requirement type, along with getting a random item from this list to be used as a satisfied requirement. We could use a random number of satisfied requirements to vary the number between tests, but we'll use a single one here to keep things simple for example's sake. We'll next compose the password requirements, providing a list for the satisfied requirements argument that consists of the random requirement that we retrieved here. When the password requirements is composed, it should be the case that the requirements are composed based on the satisfied requirements that are provided. To test this, we're going to need to start by looping through each of the available values. Next, we'll use each of their labels, along with the provided satisfied requirement, to build the string that we're going to assert for. The password requirements composable is formatting two different string representations based on the satisfied state of each. If a requirement is marked as satisfied, then the password requirement satisfied resource is used to build a string. Otherwise, the requirement needed resource is used. Here, for each of the requirements in the loop, we're going to retrieve the string for the label of the requirement, along with building a string based on whether the requirement in the loop matches the satisfied requirement that we configured earlier in the test. Now, this string is being built, and we can use this to locate a node and perform an assertion to ensure that it is being displayed within the composable. With this loop, our test is now looping through each of the available password requirement values and asserting that the expected requirement message is displayed within the composable. We'll be able to run this test and see that the test is passing successfully, meaning that our password requirements composable is displaying things as expected.